Hello class, I'm working out of your Pre-Algebra book, section 2.1, Properties of Addition. Grab some index cards and let's make some study notes for the types of properties we have in addition. I'll help you with that. Okay, to get started, on one side of your note card, write closure property of addition. We're going to write the type of property on one side and then examples on the other side. So flip your card over to make a flashcard. Let's do some examples. The closure property of addition says that the sum of any two integers is an integer. So if A plus B happens and A is an integer, a negative number or a positive number, and B is an integer, a negative number or a positive number, then the answer is an integer as well, a positive or a negative number. So 5 is an integer, 9 is an integer, the answer is an integer. We have the definition and the example on the other side of your card. So make flashcards like this for all the properties. We have 4 more to do. Okay, on your next flashcard, write commutative property of addition. And yes, write of addition so we can differentiate it later from multiplication. My stylus is fat, so it looks a little different than yours might look. Also, when you're making notes, get some colored pencils and make pretty notes, or use colorful note cards or something like that to help you study. Just add a little color to your study if you want to over the year. All right, commutative property of addition. That says when you have A plus B, it is equal to switching those around, B plus A. Those are equal amounts. If A stays A and B stays B, that's equivalent. So an example, 8 plus 4 is equal to 4 plus 8. Your next flashcard is called the associative property of addition. This says when A plus B is grouped plus C on one side of the equal sign, it's equal to A plus B plus C, where B and C are grouped. All of those numbers associate with each other in addition, and the outcome is equal. So an example, negative 5 plus 4 grouped plus 6 is equal to negative 5 plus 4 plus 6, where 4 plus 6 is grouped. It's all addition all the way across. We can work that any way we want to, left to right. It's associative with the groupings anywhere. Okay, the identity property of addition. think about identity, if something retains its identity, it's the same. So what do we do in addition for a number to retain its identity? We add 0 to it. Now this is different than multiplication. If you multiply by 0, we know that answer is 0. Here in addition, the number retains its identity. And we know this is the case. A plus 0 is equal to 0 plus A, which all equals A. Here's an example. Negative 2 plus 0 is equal to negative, 0. Let's do 0 minus 2, which is all equal to negative 2. The next one, inverse property of addition. This is where we're working with negative numbers. The inverse is like the opposite. Running out of room. It's where we have a number plus its opposite of the same number is equal to the negative number plus the same value in the positive. All of that is 0. An example, let's do 9 plus negative 9 is equal to negative 9 plus 9, which is all equal to 0. Help you out with this. It should be a negative 9 in parentheses. So the inverse is a fancy name for the opposite number to create 0 in value when you're talking about inverse. Let's look at a couple of examples. If you use the commutative property, get out your note card for that. Write an equivalent expression for each of the following. All right, we're going to have a negative 9 plus 4. We're talking about the commutative property, so that's going to be equal to 4 minus 9. The next one, x plus 9. In the commutative property, that's equal to 9 plus x. You can now get out your associative property flashcard. Look it over. If you are given negative 8 plus 17 plus 43, and you're writing the equivalent expression for it, and that's going to be equal to negative 8 plus 17 plus 43, where the grouping moves to the other two numbers, but it's still an equivalent value, and it's still equal. Let's try another one in associative property. Look over your note card. Think it through. Negative 9 plus 7 plus x. In associative property, you'll move the grouping, and it's still equal in value. It would be parentheses negative 9 plus 7 in parentheses plus x. All right, more examples of your properties. We're thinking about the additive inverses. Get out your inverse property of addition card. It's the additive inverse of 17. That would go to negative 17. This is a goes to arrow. It's not equal. So it's a math notation that tells us we're answering our question based on the purpose of our problem. 17 would go to negative 17 for the additive inverse. What is the additive inverse of negative 14? That would go to 14. Remember, inverse is a fancy name for the opposite. Okay, using the properties of addition, if we're given x equals 6 plus a negative 6, then we would say x equals 0, and we would say it's the inverse property of addition. Yes, write everything out. We're going to add multiplication soon, so we have to differentiate which one we are using. What if we have y plus 0 equals 19? Okay, y would equal 19. That's the identity property of addition. Do you write out the answer? Okay, look over your cards. Keep them around in a few weeks when you are ready to study for your test as well. Look over them every day. Use them, set them out for your assignment. I hope this helps, and I'll see you soon.